Hey, this is going to be the All Signs Crosswatcher reading. So this reading is for like if you're dealing with a Cancer, or if you're dealing with a Taurus, or you're dealing with a Gemini, whatever sign I say that we're reading for, that's the sign that somebody's dealing with. So I'm pretty sure most people know what a Crosswatcher reading is, but anyways, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you for all the views on my Christmas all signs reading. That was really cool. That was a good reading too. If you haven't seen that, you might want to go watch that. There's a lot of like letting go and moving on, and it's the good things that are coming to everybody in 2026. Anyways, let's get started on this. I'm sorry too, this was supposed to be posted or done by like 3 o'clock. And I did come in here and attempt to do the reading, but I just wasn't connecting with it at all. And then you could hear my kids in the background. And then I went and stopped and I laid down for a little bit, and then I ended up just passing out. So anyways, here we are. Okay, so we're going to start with Aries and we're going to move to Pisces. So anyways, if somebody is dealing with an Aries, what does the collective need to know is dealing with an Aries? What does the collective need to know is dealing with an Aries? What does the collective need to know is dealing with an Aries? Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So, and I have the Two of Cups, and I have the Five of Wands and the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and I have the Death card and the Two of Swords in reverse. So, if you're dealing with an Aries, I feel like they still feel this connection with this Two of Cups. They do still feel this connection. This Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords in reverse. I feel like this person's a little bit afraid that this is over. There's some fear here that there would be some sort of conflict or something like that if this person reached out. So they're kind of dragging their feet a little bit. They don't want to take a risk with this Knight of Pentacles. They don't want to take that risk. With the Queen of Wands, they still feel very passionately about the situation and they do want to take action. However, they feel like there's a lot of obstacles between you. And then with the Seven of Wands and the Queen of Swords in the reverse, again, I feel as if they are afraid like they're going to give that energy that you may cuss them out or something like that. And with this Tower card too, I feel like that they're afraid that there would be some kind of like explosive argument or something like that. There's something explosive about what they're afraid of. Don't know what this person did, but that's definitely a fear for them. So with this Five of Swords and this King of Cups, I feel like they still I feel like this person wears a mask throughout their days or whatever, but I feel like they still have deep emotions for you. They do still have feelings. So if you're dealing with an Aries and you're wondering whether or not they still have feelings for you, they absolutely do. Four of Cups, but they're really not sure how they could ever get this back. And I feel like I do want to say, if you're a person who's like waiting for an apology from this person, I really don't think you're going to get that apology. And I do feel like this person is quite immature. So anyways, don't shoot the messenger for any of these messages either. It just is what it is. They're either going to reach out or they won't. Okay. Okay, let's move to Taurus. Let's move to Taurus. And these are going to be short messages. These are just going to be like their feelings and their actions. And That's about it. But I'm doing a collective at the end, though. There will be a whole collective reading at the end. And the collective reading won't be Crosswatcher. It'll be just a collective reading. Okay. Dealing with a Taurus. What does somebody who's dealing with a Taurus need to know? What does somebody who's dealing with a Taurus need to know? Four of Swords. Six of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. And the Sun card in the reverse. And I also have the Four of Cups here. And a double card, Capricorn energy. I feel like you could be a Capricorn, you could be a Leo, an air sign. I feel like they are deeply reflecting on whatever situation this is. I feel like they're having some sort of clarity about the situation. I feel like they still want to give to this situation, but they, you know, they know that they've made you very upset. They know that they've made you sad. They know that whatever they've done has caused you some kind of disruption. So they are in the energy of the Four of Cups and the Devil card. I feel like they don't want to start another toxic cycle all over again. And I feel like this person's a little afraid that that might be what this ends up being. They have the Seven of Cups out here, so there's a lot of confusion, and they're still trying to decide. Two of Wands, they're still trying to make a decision about whether or not they're going to reach out. Eight of Cups in the reverse. They have not moved on from this situation, though. They've not moved on. If you're wondering if this person has moved on from this situation, they have not. You have the Lovers card. This person is still feeling very drawn to you and very connected to you. World card in the reverse. But I fear that if this person did come back to you, that they're right. This would be another repeated cycle all over again. So these might be things you might want to think about. I don't know whether or not this person's going to reach out. For now, they have the High Priestess in the reverse. So I feel like they're trying to... I feel like they're going to keep to themselves for now. I'm really not seeing much of a reach out occurring for this person. I just know that the cycle for them is not closed. So, anyways, let's move to Gemini. Let's move to Gemini. What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Gemini? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Gemini? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Gemini? Okay. What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Gemini? Emperor card in the reverse. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Swords. And the Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. So I feel like this person... They have the Eight of Swords here on the bottom. I feel like they're pretty stuck in their head about a situation. The Emperor card in the reverse. I feel like they don't have a lot of confidence anymore in this relationship. They feel like there's a lack of cooperation with this Three of Pentacles in the reverse. They feel like they might be dealing with somebody who has a little bit of a problem with self-control. With the Knight of Swords, so the Emperor in reverse, there's you know, this person is they have the Queen and King of Pentacles. They wanted like a what do you call it, a power, they wanted to be a power couple is what this is, and they feel as if they don't have that equality in a partner for some reason. They're very worried about their money. They're very worried about their finances. I feel like this person may not be the most emotional person in the world. They may not be the most like romantic person in the world, but they do, I mean, they are worried about being a provider. This person looks like they're just worried about being a provider. I don't know, this male, female doesn't matter, but they're worried about being a provider. They do still believe in, I mean, the marriage, and or if this is a marriage or this is a relationship or whatever. This person, I feel, is a very traditional person. Could be, they're very much sunk cost about the relationship. I feel like they are more likely to stay in the relationship because of the sunk cost aspect. A lot of people will stay in relationships for longer because of sunk cost, because of how much time they've spent in it. But they have had thoughts of this. They have had thoughts of what their life would be like if they were single and independent from the situation, though. Would they have more money? Would their life be more stable? This is something that this person definitely does think about. They have the Four of Cups here. They're just not, there's just a little bit of pessimism, I think, about the situation. Yeah. I don't know if this is like some sort of conversation this person might have with you or something like that, but I'm not seeing like a conversation playing out here about it. Yeah, King of Swords. I feel like this person isn't really going to discuss it. They're kind of going to keep it to themselves. Like I said, this is not the most emotional person in the world, but they're definitely feeling like a lack of confidence. A lack of confidence in the relationship. So, anyways, let's move on to Cancer. If you're dealing with a Cancer, what does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Cancer? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Cancer? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Cancer? Couple more shuffles. Tower card in the reverse. Three of Swords. 10 of Cups in the reverse. And the Three of Cups. And the Temperance card. And the King of Cups. And the 10 of Wands. Okay. So this looks, if this is a situation where, okay, there's the Three of Swords here and a 10 of Cups. So it looks like some sort of heartbreak, some sort of loss or something like that. This person definitely is feeling that. They feel like there is a loss here. With the Tower card in the reverse, they're a little bit, they don't want to accept that this is over. To accept that this relationship is over, they would have to let the Tower fall, and they haven't really done that yet. I feel like with this 10 of Wands, this person, I feel like this person is kind of holding out hope that this could be fixed, especially with this Three of Cups and this Temperance card here. I feel like I don't know if they would even tell you this, but I think that they kind of holding out hope that this situation, there could be peace made in the situation. They're trying to make peace with the situation. Again, it's not like this person isn't like trying to move on. They're definitely trying to make peace in the situation, that it may be over, but it's hard for this person to do. They very much still have deep feelings here. This is Cancer energy right here. I feel like this person's still carrying a torch. Still carrying a torch for the situation. Let's get some more about this. Queen of Swords in the reverse. I feel like, I do feel like this person is a little bit like, it doesn't matter the feelings they have on the inside. I feel like they are very they're angry. This is, the Queen of Swords in the reverse is very angry and very cutting and very cold. And I feel like this person may come across as being that. They have the Sun card in the reverse. This person is very upset over this. They're very upset over this. But Four of Pentacles here, they're not going to reach out though. They're not reaching out. They're not going to do that anytime soon. Again, the Star card in the reverse, and I have the Six of Swords in the reverse. I feel like this person, yeah, they're having a little bit of a hard time healing and moving on from this situation, though they're trying to, but it's, you know, it's hard. They have the Seven of Pentacles here. This is another card of like sunk costs. I think Gemini also got that card in their reading. It's the sunk cost, I think, is what's catching this person. I think the time they spent in the relationship is what's bothering this person. And like I said, a lot of people that have sunk costs in a relationship, they've spent time in a relationship, it's a little bit harder to let it go, because it kind of seems like at that point it was all for no reason. Yeah, they have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. They definitely, they're feeling the loss here. They're definitely feeling the loss here. So I don't see them reaching out, though. Just, that's how they feel. Anyway, let's go to Leo. If you're dealing with a Leo. If you're dealing with a Leo. What does the collective need to know is dealing with a Leo? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Leo? There's too many cards. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Hanged Man in the reverse. The Five of Cups in the reverse, and the Ten of Wands. So I feel like if you're dealing with a Leo, they're feeling pretty burdened by a situation. I feel like they were probably a little inconsistent, or a lot inconsistent. This person could have been like a cheater or a player or something like that, but they definitely are feeling like you're the one who got away. You're the one who got away, and they're really not being able to accept that this is over. Five of Cups in the reverse. I feel like they're in hopes that they could fix this situation. Yeah, they have the Knight of Cups here. They definitely, like, this person may be wanting to reach out to you. They may actually reach out to you. They have the Ten of Swords here as well. I feel like they really know what they did. They really know that they hurt you. Whatever this betrayal or whatever this was, I feel like they really know that they've done it this time. They really know it. Okay. Six of Swords. This person may be at like a distance from you or something like that. Whatever it was, this situation, whatever they did, put a distance between you two. But with this Page of Pentacles, they really do. They want to they want to offer you something. They want to reach out. King of Cups. They really do have still deep emotions here. Still carrying a torch. So, is there anything else about this? They're dealing with a Leo. High Priestess in the reverse. Yeah, they've been keeping this to themselves. Definitely keeping this to themselves, but they know, and I think they're going to reach out, and I don't know if they're going to reach out and, like, you know, like spill their guts out to you, but they're going to reach out and kind of like casually maybe do like a, hey, how are you? You know, something like that. Anyways, let's move on to Virgo. Let's move on to Virgo. If you're dealing with a Virgo, what does the collective need to know is dealing with a Virgo? What does the collective need to know if you're dealing with a Virgo? Four of Swords. Sun card in the reverse. Eight of Pentacles. Lover's card. and the Queen of Pentacles, and the Fool card in the reverse, and the Eight of Cups. And also have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So if you're dealing with a Virgo, I think they're like heavily reflecting on this situation, whatever this is. They're trying to make a decision, and this might be a decision between two people. I feel like there's a lot of, like the Sun card in the reverse, like I feel like there's not a lot of happiness in the situation. I don't know why. Maybe this is a situation with the Eight of Pentacles that there's like working too much, or somebody's working too much or something like that, and there's just they don't have enough time. But I feel like this is a situation where somebody may be burying their head in their work too, or something like that. With this Queen of Pentacles, they may be really, you know, especially with the Seven of Pentacles too. I feel like this person's like, and they don't know if they want to put any more work into this situation at all. Full card in the reverse. They're not ready to make the leap of faith out of the relationship yet. But they also have the Eight of Cups too, which is walking away. So they're like in between here. They're in between. They're trying to make a decision about whether or not, you know, another sunk cost card, the Seven of Pentacles, came out for Cancer and Gemini, I think, too. Like, it's a sunk cost thing. Like, they don't know if they, you know, should put work into this. They do. I mean, you guys could have been together for a really long time or something like that, and they may be the reason why this person's kind of, you know, flip-flopping about it. But they have the Hanged Man too. So I feel like at a certain point they're going to move into some acceptance about the situation. Three of Swords. I think their heart's already broken in the situation. This looks like a relationship that may be on its way out. And I feel like they're already kind of feeling the pain of the situation. But again, it's like another thing, like they have the Six of Swords that is moving on, but then they also have the Five of Wands here. So it's like they don't know if they want to fight for this or if they want to move on from it. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from this. Okay, if you're dealing with a Libra, let's go to Libra. What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Libra? I'm going to move to the other deck. What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Libra? Okay, what does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Libra? Again, these are not, I should have said, these are going to resonate with everybody, okay? Some of these seem like really specific messages. If you happen to know this person's rising, moon, and Venus sign, you may go watch that as well. That may resonate a little bit more. Anyway, what does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Libra? Page of Swords, Six of Swords, King of Wands in the reverse, and the World card. Six of Pentacles, Devil card. Okay. So with this Page of Swords, this feels like a little bit of spying energy. I think if you're dealing with a Libra, I feel like they may be giving you the idea, the impression that they've moved on and closed the cycle in the situation. They have not. They have not. I feel like this person was probably a pretty manipulative person. King of Wands in the reverse. I think they are a pretty manipulative person. So this may be, again, they have the Devil card out here too. And they could have put you in a third party situation or something like that.
I do have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse here, so this could have been some sort of codependent relationship or something like that. It's for them, it's not over. Again, they may have given you the impression that it's over by, like, I don't know if you're looking at their social media or something like that and you're seeing them posting pictures with somebody else, or, you know, they're out in the club having fun, having a good time. But they are the 5 of Cups. They're the 5 of Cups. They are upset about this situation. They have the Judgment card here. So it's like this, I don't think they thought that you were going to walk away from this situation. They did not think you were going to walk away from this situation, but you did. It looks like. They have the Strength card, so they're really trying to hold back. They're really trying to see if maybe they can get you to be the one to beg in the relationship. And I do not feel like, I don't think you're going to do that, but they also have the Knight of Wands here. So this person definitely is still in that player energy. If you wanted to know if this person was still in the player energy, they're still in the player energy. So, yeah, I don't know about them reaching out, but they're definitely not over the situation. Okay, anyways, let's move on to no, we were just on Scorpio. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Pretty sure we're on Sagittarius and we just did Scorpio. If that's not the case, I'm going to post this anyways, and I'll go back and rewatch it. And whoever, if I skip somebody, I will go post another reading, Crosswatcher reading for that person. So, anyways. Let's get this for Sagittarius. If they're dealing with a Sagittarius, what do they need to know? If they're dealing with a Sagittarius, what do they need to know? If they're dealing with a Sagittarius, what do they need to know? Full card. 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Moon card in the reverse, King of Cups in the reverse, and the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. So if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, I feel like this person is super scared to return to the relationship. I feel like they are, looking back over this, trying to decide if there's, any more effort that can be put into this situation at all. I feel like they still have deep feelings for you with this Queen of Cups, but also this Full card is giving me the energy of like this person is enjoying their freedom. I mean, they're a Sagittarius. Sagittarius enjoy being free. So this person is definitely in that energy with the King of Cups in the reverse. I feel like they are acting probably pretty distant right now, probably emotionally unavailable. This person could be coming across. 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. I really just feel like there's not going to be a lot of cooperation in this situation. I feel like this person may definitely be moving on. The 5 of Pentacles here. 9 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, they're super guarded in the situation. I just don't think they want to. I think they just, maybe this is a situation that was played out. They don't want to do it over again. Queen of Swords, they're definitely in that energy, kind of like protecting their peace, protecting their space. Yeah, I don't see this person reaching out anytime soon. So don't shoot the messenger. That's the message. Anyways. So let's go to, and them wanting to be free, I also want to say that doesn't make them right in the situation. That's just how they feel about it. Anyways, so let's go to Capricorn. Let's go to Capricorn. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, what does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Capricorn? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Capricorn? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Capricorn? Okay, King of Swords, Ace of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Wands, Star card in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles. What is this? So they have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. But they have the Ace of Cups in reverse. I feel like this person may be acting very cold and distant. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, they may be acting very cold and distant. The Ace of Cups in the reverse, I feel like they feel like there was some sort of loss in the situation. They're feeling very emotional. They're feeling very upset over the situation. Star card in the reverse. They haven't healed from the situation. They haven't healed from the situation, but they're very cold and closed off or acting that way anyways. But underneath, though, they have the Ace of Wands and they have the Ace of Pentacles. So this person definitely wants to come back. Yeah, Seven of Swords. They're going to be very sneaky about this. Very sneaky about this. I don't think they want you to know that they feel this. They feel the Three of Swords. They're very heartbroken. Very heartbroken, but this person is choosing to act like it's not bothering them. Choosing to act like it's not bothering them. So is this person going to reach out? Is this person going to... What's this person going to do? Queen of Wands. They're going to act like... Four of Cups. They're going to act like they're, you know, just so happy without you. They're going to put on this big show. But deep down they're the Four of Cups. They're like they have their arms crossed in a corner. They're pouting about this. This is what it is. They are. And they have the Magician card here. So they may try to manipulate you again to think that to think they don't want you back, to think they don't care about you, but this is all an act. This is an act, a mask. Five of Swords. That's my mask card. They're wearing a mask. This is definitely a mask. So, yeah. Definitely wearing a mask. This person's not done with the situation. They're not. Okay. So if the collective is dealing with a Aquarius. Let's move on to Aquarius. The collective's dealing with an Aquarius. What do they need to know? The collective's dealing with an Aquarius. What do they need to know? Dealing with an Aquarius, what do they need to know? The collective is dealing with an Aquarius, what do they need to know? Page of Pentacles, Hanged Man in the reverse, Tower card in the reverse, and the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Swords in the reverse. And I have the Nine of Swords out here as well. So if you are dealing with an Aquarius, they would like to communicate. They would like to communicate with you. They may even reach out. I feel like they've been reflecting on this a lot. With this Hanged Man in the reverse and the Tower card in the reverse, they've definitely not moved on from the situation. They have not... If you feel like the situation is over is one thing, but they have not accepted that the situation is over. Again, they've been having like sleepless nights over this, stress, anxiety. They've been thinking about this. They have the Lovers card in the reverse, so they feel like they've lost. They feel like they lost a soulmate. They feel like they lost somebody that was meant for them. They feel like they've lost somebody that was meant for them. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. They feel like they didn't put enough effort into the situation. They have the Hierophant card, so this could have been a marriage. This could be somebody that you are married to. I feel like they have the Hermit card. They have the Hermit card and the Page of Cups here. So this person definitely wants to offer some sort of apology. They may reach out and apologize because the Hermit card, they've definitely been doing some soul searching about the situation, and deeply too. This isn't just, nothing about this is manipulative. I feel like this person really is wanting to change the situation. Anyways, all right, let's go to Pisces. What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Pisces? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Pisces? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Pisces? What does the collective need to know if they're dealing with a Pisces? Page of Wands in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Swords. And the King of Cups in the reverse. We have Five of Wands. Chariot card in the reverse. Two of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Okay, this looks like a new situation is what this looks like. This looks like a new person. If you're dealing with a Pisces, they're very kind of like stuck in their head about you. They feel a sense of familiarity about you. Like, it's like there's not communication between you and this person for whatever reason. Five of Wands, they may feel like they have competition or something like that, is why they're not coming towards you. Two of Pentacles in the reverse, they can't make a decision whether they're going to come forward or not. They have the Chariot card in the reverse too. I mean, they haven't moved on from this situation. Eight of Cups in the reverse. They're not moved on from the situation. They're still very much looking at it. Two of Wands. They may end up reaching out to you. Eight of Wands. They may reach out to you. They may let you know. Oops. Just dropped all those cards. I'm glad I'm almost done. Six of Wands here. They definitely feel like there's a lot, you are getting a lot of attention. I feel like this person thinks you're getting a lot of attention, and that's what the problem is here. Three of Cups. Yeah, you know this person probably from like a social situation or something like that. They definitely have their eye on you. I feel like there's just a lack of confidence here about the situation. There's a lack of confidence, but I feel like they may get over that though. They may get over that at some point. So anyways, that's for Pisces. Okay, so that's the Crosswatcher reading. This is the first time I've ever done that, so if it didn't go exactly perfect, I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to move on, and this is going to be the collective reading. So this reading is going to be for everybody. So I'm going to start out with Oracle, and this is going to be whatever comes out. So let's get started with the collective reading. Again, like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell me if this resonated or not. Again, you may go watch the other placements. If you know your person's other placements, you may go watch that. That may resonate a little more in a situation. So, anyways, what does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know about the situation? Light bulb moment, sudden realization, feeling inspired, insightful awareness, penny pinching, financial struggle, saving up, budgeting. I don't feel that energy when I get this card though. It gives me like Four of Cups energy. Lucky break, good fortune, good things coming, a turning point. And I have laughter, wholeness, overjoyed, and smiling. Karmic. This could have been a third party situation or something like that. So I feel like there's somebody here who's having a little bit of a light bulb moment. I also have this brick wall card. So this is like hard to reach, guarded even. Yeah, this is giving to the Four of Pentacles. I feel like this person is, somebody here is holding back in a situation. I feel like this could be a blocking situation or something like that. Brick wall, somebody could be hard to reach. This could be somebody that put the collective in like a third party situation or something like that. But this lucky break card and this light bulb moment, I do feel like this person may reach out. Again, if they're blocked, I don't know in which way, but this person's wanting to reach out. They're remembering with this laughter card all the happiness. They're remembering all the happy times. And usually when we break up from a relationship, we start, we start thinking about all the happy times and we start forgetting all the bad. So, and I don't know if they put you in a third party situation, I mean, that's, you know. But this person does want to reach out, though. They're having some sort of sudden realization. So what does the collective need to know about this situation? What does the collective need to know about this situation? What does the collective need to know about this situation? Page of Wands in the reverse. Death card. High Priestess. Magician card. Ace of Pentacles. And they have the Ten of Swords in the reverse here. I feel like this person, they're not reaching out, Ace of Wands, but they want to. They want to reach out. They're holding back some communication for some reason. I feel like they may think that this is over with the Death card. But this High Priestess card, yeah, I feel like they're not saying very much, but I feel like they have a lot they want to say, though. They have a lot they want to say. This person knows that they betrayed you. They know that they hurt you. They want another opportunity at this, and they may even try to do something to manifest you back in. They may try to, I don't want to say manipulate them, but this is giving me very much energy of orchestrate. They may orchestrate a situation and where you run into each other or something like that. Yep. Seven of Swords. This is very sneaky energy that this person is. Yeah, they're afraid to reach out to you because they're afraid that you're going to like curse them out or something like that. They're afraid there's going to be some sort of drama or something like that. They're afraid that you've moved on. Eight of Cups. They think you've moved on from the situation. Yeah, they definitely think you've moved on from the situation. So what's going to be their actions? Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Two of Wands in the reverse. Strength card in the reverse. Emperor card. So what I feel like is going to happen is this person's going to keep holding back, keep thinking about this, not making a decision, kind of going back and forth. And then with the Strength card in the reverse, I feel like this person's going to lose control over themselves. And this Emperor card, they're going to take action. Emperor card, the Emperor takes action. Yeah, they're going to take action. Knight of Wands. They're going to reach out. They're going to get to a point where they can't take it anymore, and they're going to reach out. Yeah, Knight of Swords in the reverse. And that's giving me, like, again, the same kind of energy of, like, they're afraid that a fight might break out if they reach out to you, like an argument might break out if they reach out to you. But at a certain point, this is a risk that this person's going to take. This is a risk this person's going to take because they cannot move on from this. Six of Swords. They cannot move on from this. And I feel like they're going to bring themselves back around. You were the Ten of Cups for this person. I don't know what they did, but they view you as the Ten of Cups. This could be a same-sex situation with that rainbow. Doesn't have to be, could be though. Ten of Pentacles. They saw long-term with you. Long-term successful relationship. And I don't know, again, they could have put you in a third-party situation or something like that. I'm really not sure. I feel like this is a situation where karmic lessons are coming into play. I do feel like that. But I feel like this person views you as a long-term happiness. So, yeah, Lover's card. This could be a soulmate. Twin flame, something like that. Yeah, this person's going to definitely reach out. It's going to take them a little bit probably, but yeah, they're going to get to a point where they cannot contain themselves anymore, and then they're going to reach out. So what is the advice in this situation for the collective? What is the advice in this situation for the collective? Again, I'm not sure if I skipped a sign or not. If I accidentally skipped a sign, I will go post another reading, a bonus reading for that sign, and I apologize if I did. King of Pentacles, Ten of Wands in the reverse, Nine of Cups in the reverse, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah. Have the Hanged Man in the reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This person's definitely coming back around. I would just stand on business. King of Pentacles. I would worry about your money, worry about your life, worry about yourself right now, nurture yourself, just worry about you. Don't allow this person to make you feel burdened or pressured or anything like that. That may be something that they try to do. They may try to guilt trip you or something like that. They're definitely coming in with some sort of communication. I feel like they're coming in to tell you some sort of truth. And I feel like the truth is that they have not accepted that this is over. I feel like it would be a mistake for this person to come around again and for you to act like you... I would be a little standoffish in the situation. Yeah, Four of Cups. I would be a little standoffish in the situation. I wouldn't immediately accept this person right back in. I think you need to show them that you've had this judgment moment. I think you need to show them that you've had some sort of awakening and that, that's not going to fly this time. Yeah. Justice card. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I'm getting for the collective reading. So 2026 astrology coming up. And then I will probably be doing another collective reading or something like that at some point. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. These are short messages. And also, again, like I said, if it didn't resonate, look at another placement that may resonate. So thanks for watching.